and in this video we are going to see how to upload your files and folders and your projects to Git. So we all have Git accounts to store our project, to store our files and folders. And how do we do that? There are two very simple ways to do it. First of all, let's just log into your Git account. So go to github.com and log into your Git account, and then this is your profile, right? Now if you click on this my profile icon, then you will see your profile and your repositories. So what you need to do is click on your repositories, and it will show all the repositories available on your Git account. And now we will create a new repository. To upload new files and folders, you should create new repository. So I will create a new repository and I will name it test repo. That's it. Now I can either make it public or make it private. I would like to make it private because I don't want to share it with anyone, so I'll make it private. If you want to share your code with rest of the world, then you can make it public as well. Now you can add a readme file, you can add a gitignore file, or you can choose like license from here, but we will ignore all of these for now, and we will simply create our repository. So once the repository is created, either you can just go to uploading an existing files or create new files. So the first way is just click on this uploading existing files, and you can just open your project and you can try to drag and drop your project files over here. So let's say I have this project, I have created this project, and I can drag it over here. So all the content of my folder would be uploaded over here, and then I can drag this file also over here, and there we go. We have everything uploaded, and I can just say commit changes, and it will commit all the changes and it will upload everything in my repo. So in the test repo, I will have everything what I have over here. That's right, that works. But the problem is we don't want to do it all the time, because if you have heavy files and folders, it can be very cumbersome, it can take a lot of time, and then you might not get your files in the exact format which you want. So from my point of view, it is better to go with the second approach and upload your files and folders with the second approach. So for the second approach, there are multiple ways. So what you can do is you can download the Git desktop application and you can set it up. You can do it through your VS Code, you can do it through SourceTree. There are so many other ways, but the best way is to upload it using your command line tool or terminal in case of Mac. So if you're on Mac, you can open your terminal, and if you're on Windows, you can open your command line tool. So if you're on Windows, basically you will have to go to your folder for which you want to upload the files and folder to the Git, and then just right click on the folder, and you should see an option to open the project with the command line tool. Now once you have the command line tool open, you can write some commands to upload these files and folders to the Git. So let's see how we can do it. So to do so as well, first we'll have to go and create our repository. So go to your repository and just create new. I will say tutorial, and then I will make it private, and then create repository. And then if you can see over here, for command line, it has given all the instructions. So these are the commands which you will be using to upload your files and folders to this particular repository. So there are a few more steps. If you are uploading your files and folders for the first time, then you might get those issues. So I'll tell you how to resolve those issues while we are uploading these files and folders. So let's go to our terminal, and I will have to go to that particular directory where my project is. So in Mac, all I have to do is cd, and then I can just drag and drop this folder over here, and it will tell me where exactly it's available, and I can enter, and I'm in that directory. Now command K. Now if you're in Windows, make sure you are in the correct directory. You are in the directory which you want to upload to your Git repository. And after this, you have to run these commands. So first we have to run git init So this command ensures that your folder is now initialized with Git, and you can upload this folder to the Git repository. So just enter and Git is initialized, and you will see Git main. It's saying in my terminal. It might not show in yours because I have some settings which shows me the current branch which is selected. So it might not show in your terminal or command line tool, but that's all right. We don't need to see that. You can simply just say git status, and it will tell you the status of your current git folder. So currently you are on branch main, you have not made any commits, and you have some untracked file. So this is where your git ignore comes into picture. So let's say this file .ds_store, this is an OS file and I don't want to commit it in my repository. So in that case, I will create a git ignore file and add this file into that file. But as of now, we can just leave it and we can add it as well. And then these files and folders we want to add into our git repository. So to do so, what you have to do is just use this git add and then files name. But because I want to add all these files, I can just simply write git add dot, and this will make all the files into git tracking system. So as you see, it says untracked file. As soon as you run this command, it will add all these files into the git tracking system. So just enter and it is added. Now if you see git status, you should see all these files into green color. And now you see so many more files because it's now showing the files which were inside these folders. So all of those files which were inside the folders also got added into git tracking. Now that you have added all your files, you can now go ahead and commit your files. So let me just increase the size, and I will say Command K to clear, and then I can write my commit message to commit my file. So let's simply write this git commit -m. So -m is for message. You want to give some message while you are committing your files. So let's say I will just simply say first commit as it has suggested over here. So we'll just follow that and then enter. So now, as I said, if you are uploading your files and folder for the first time, then you will get this. So this means that you have never uploaded your files and folder and Git is not configured in your system. So in this case, what you have to do is just configure Git in your system. So to add Git configuration, you can just simply copy this line and paste it over here. And you can enter your email ID with which you have logged in for Git. So I will enter my email ID, and this will configure my user email ID for the Git configuration. Now if you see, we have this -- global. This is if you want to do this configuration, if you want to enable this Git configuration throughout your system, like for all of your Git folders, it will take this configuration. But I don't want to use this configuration throughout my system, so I'll just delete this global. You can leave it if you want to use this configuration throughout your system. And then just enter. And Git configuration for email ID is done. Now we have to do Git configuration for name. So just replace the email with name, and over here also I'll just replace the email with my username, and that should be capital H, and there we go. So now I have my configuration all set. Now I can commit my changes. So I will just use my commit command, git commit -m, and then first commit, and I can enter now. And now this was committed successfully. Now you can see my code is committed. And now let's see Command K, do git status, and if you'll see, it will say on branch main, nothing to commit, working tree clean. So this is all good. We have committed our code, but it's still not available in our remote directory. So this is called, on the server, this is called the remote repository, and on the local, what we have, it is called the local repository. Now to get our code in our remote repository, we have to push our changes from the local repository. And before doing that, we need to connect our local repository with the remote repository. So to do so, we have this command, git remote add origin, and then the URL of the repository. So let's run this command quickly. So you can just copy, paste, and then enter. So now our local repository is connected to the remote repository, and now we can simply push our changes. So to push our changes, you can see we have this command. I can just copy it and paste it over here. Now if you see, we are on the main branch only. If you want to change your branch and then push your changes, you can do so as well. This tutorial is not for that. If you need tutorial for that as well, just let me know in the comment section and I will cover that as well. So now let's push our changes to our remote repository. So let's enter. And if you see, we will get some error message. So authentication is failed. And that is because Git has enabled a personal token authentication. So we need to authenticate ourselves while pushing our code from local to server. And that is done through a personal token authentication. So how to generate that token? You have to go to your icon over here, and then you can go to the settings. And then at the bottom, you will see developer settings. Just click on that. And then there you have it, personal access tokens. So just say tokens classic, and then say generate new token. And then you have two options. We can just go for general use token itself. That should be good enough for us, and just give it some name. I will just say developer token, and just change the expiration date to, let's say, no expiration, because this is your private Git repository. You don't want to keep changing the token. If it is like shared with someone, then maybe you can set some expiration so that they don't overuse it. And then let's just select everything, because it is our repository and I can use it as I want. So I will be the admin for this repo. So just select everything and then click on generate token, and this will generate the token. Now just copy this token, go to your command line tool or terminal, and then just say git push, and it will show you the error. It will show you the main command which you will enter to get that error. So just copy this command. So first write this git push, enter, and you will get this command. So enter this command, and it will ask for your username. So enter your username. So my username is Harshivo, and then the password is the one which we just created. This is the token which is the password. So copy it, and then command V or control V and enter. And there we have it. We have pushed our code. So we just pushed our code to our remote repository. So if I go to my repository section, repositories, and I have this tutorial section, and now I can see all my files and folders over here in this tutorial section, which I just pushed from my command line tool. So except the main command, which were like git init to initialize your repository, git status to check the status of your repository, and then git add to add all the files and folders in your repository, and then git commit to commit all the files and folders in your repository, and then the final one was git push to push all your changes to the remote repository. All other commands which we run like the configuration command and setting up the authentication token, all these will not come from the next time onwards. So if I make any changes in these files and folders, so let's open one file. Let's open this file. This is an app delegate file. It's okay, and I will just add a comment and save it. Now I should be able to see it in my git status. So just write git status, and you will see one file has been changed. So now if I just go and write git add, and I'll just say dot, or because it's only one file, I can just copy the path of that file and just paste it over here, and then enter. And now this file is added. So first command was git status, second command was git add, Now again git status to check the status of your file. So it is in green color, it means that this file has been added to your git tracking system. And now I can just say git commit -m and then enter. So whatever commit message you want to give, I will say added a comment and then commit. Now the file has been committed. Now if I'll run git status, you will say your branch is ahead of main branch by one commit, and use git push to publish your local commits. So I can use git push and it will push my changes in my remote repository. So the file which we changed was app delegate. If I go to tutorials and then app delegate, I should be able to see my commit change in this file. So that's all. So for the first time, you will have to add the configurations, you will have to add your authentication. But from next time onwards, once your Git is all set up, you will not have to do all those things. And it's only 3 to 4 commands with which you can push all your files and folders to Git remote repository. This is it with this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please do like, subscribe and share it with your friends. Bye-bye.